guys, welcome to my channel. Today's video is going to be a Q&A. I haven't done a Q&A in so long. First question is 100% no more kids or see what the future holds. When will you go back to work? 100% no more kids. Totally happy with 3 kids. I've always wanted 3 kids. Rob could have totally stopped at 2, but for some reason in my head I just knew that I always wanted 3 kids, and 100% I feel so confident and good in that number. And also, like, I know Tyler's still a baby, so I could always have like baby fever, which of course I probably will have baby fever, but I'm 31 years old right now. Always wanted to be a younger mom. I'm happy that I had 3 kids by the time I was 31, and I'm just ready to go on to the next chapter. Excited to see the kids now grow up together and can start planning like just our future together. And I don't know, I'm just excited for us to be a family of 5. And I got this question so many times, will I go back to work? Right now I just am so happy and content doing momming, just like being a mom, being a stay-at-home mom, and I really like it. I'm sure when the kids are in school, then I will like pursue working and stuff, and I do plan on finishing my schooling. I really just want to do schooling like online as much as I can, but as of right now I'm just so happy, and we're really comfortable. And yeah, right now I am not going back to work. I'm being a stay-at-home mom right now and just enjoying my kids' little young years. How are your families handling being so far from y'all? I know you guys are close. Of course our family doesn't love us living far away, but I think they are all super happy for us, and I think they know that we've made the right decision for our family, and we're just super happy. I miss our parents so much, and I definitely miss that for the kids, but knowing that we will have more quality time when we hang out together and when we go on vacation and stuff like that makes me excited. And Rob's parents love it to visit here, and so do mine, so it's definitely something. Obviously with this pandemic going on, it's kind of like stressful, and like hoping that we can make it to New Jersey by July, because that's when we planned on going there. But depending on how everything is up there at that point, we're definitely a lot more like opened up here than New Jersey, which is understandable. Yeah, it's hard for them. I mean, they don't want to be away from us, but like I said, I think all of our family is super happy for us. And a lot of people who live in New Jersey, they always say they want to move out of New Jersey, it's too expensive or whatever their reason is, and they just have never left. So I think for people to see us actually say we wanted to do it and do it, they're really proud of us, and it's a huge leap of faith that everything will work out. And so far it has, and we're really happy with our decisions, and we would never move back to New Jersey. Like, we know that for sure. How were you able to get up and move out of state away from family? Just one of those things where it's like you put it in your head and you're like, it's gonna be fine, like it's gonna be okay. It's an adventure and it's scary, but at the same time it's something that you want so bad. I don't know, just knowing, like, I guess in our mindset it's like, okay, where do we want to retire? Do we want to retire in New Jersey? No, we don't. It's expensive. What you can get for your money is way less. Obviously here you can get a lot more for your money because like taxes and stuff. Not saying like when we do buy a house, like our budget for our house is not cheap by any means, but we can afford to buy a house like that because the taxes are a lot cheaper, so the payments are a lot cheaper. So I hope that makes sense. What we could get here would be nothing compared to what we can get in New Jersey because of tax reasons, and I don't feel like spending a ton of money on a house where so much of it isn't even going to the principal of the house, it's going to taxes. So that's like a huge reason of why we wanted to move, and we wanted to be in the warm weather. I loved winter here. It felt like we didn't even have a winter. We had like a few cold days. We've had like some cold days, but nothing compared to up north. And I just love not having a real winter. And I feel like we want to, when we're retired, we want to be more towards the warmer weather. And hopefully, we're hoping that our kids want to stay around this area or somewhere like close to like the south. Oh, and that's another thing, talking about moving away. So many people are like, I'm so close to my family, like I don't think I could ever do it. If you want it bad enough, you'll do it. Like, I'm super close to my mom too, and I'm super close to Rob's parents, and Rob's super close to his parents, and me and my mom are best friends. But with FaceTime, it makes it so much easier to move away because you still have that connection. Like, look at me and Cassidy. If you guys don't know, my best friend Cassidy lives in Colorado. So I definitely think if it's something you want bad enough for your family, you will do it. What curriculum are you using with your kiddos during this time of homeschooling? I'm trying to think of the name of the book. I'll put it like right up here. I don't remember the top of my head. I use different ones. Like last year I was a different book, then Paxton completed that. Now I'm on to a new curriculum book, but I mix it up too. I don't just stick to just that book. I will do that, but then I'll also do like reading with him, flashcards with him. Like he's really good at his flashcards and stuff like that. Next question is, have you ever struggled mentally with baby blues or postpartum depression after any of your kids? I've never had postpartum depression, but I have had like baby blues. It's just like the first like month is hard, and I've had times where I like break down, like, oh my gosh, can I handle it? It's more of like my toddler. Paxton and I didn't have it whatsoever at all. I don't even think I had baby blues. But with Maverick, it was like, oh my gosh, my toddler's driving me insane. Now I have Tyler, and oh my gosh, my two boys are driving me insane, especially during quarantine. So no, I haven't ever experienced really like postpartum depression, but I have had like baby blues here or there. It's just like, oh my gosh, like I feel like a yelling mom, or like you just feel bad. Instead, like you need to give yourself grace. And me and Rob have started this new Audible book. It's called How to Not Lose Your Shit on Your Kids, and I really like the book so far, and I definitely recommend it. And it just makes you feel like, okay, just because you lose your temper with your kids, or you're aggravated, or they're like driving you absolutely insane, doesn't mean you're a bad mom or a bad dad. And I think the book is actually really helpful. So if you guys are looking for a good Audible, I recommend that one. Someone asked, would Tyler's name be the same if she was a boy? Absolutely not. Not that I don't like the name Tyler for boy, it's just way too common for me. If our daughter was a boy, her name probably would have been Riker, because it's less common. But Tyler, I literally know like no Tylers for girls, so that's why we loved it so much. But for sure, if she was a boy, it would not have been Tyler. Next question, how are your parents doing with everything going on? Both of our parents are doing really well. No one in our family has gotten it, thankfully, and they're just practicing social distancing and all that. How is the age gap with the boys and the new baby? Easier or harder? The age gap with the boys age gap, the 22 months, is definitely harder than the age gap from like Maverick and Tyler. Paxton was 22 months old when I had Maverick. He was still a baby, basically. Like, he just did not understand that like Maverick was a baby, you need to be careful. Whereas Maverick does understand. Maverick's super good with her. So is Paxton. They are both very, very good brothers. Sometimes too good, where they just like want to like maul her and like hold her the whole time. And I'm like, okay, calm down. Like, please let me breathe. It gives me anxiety. And I know I'm talking super fast, and I know my mom's probably watching and like, Devon, you're talking so fast, because that's what she's always says. But I'm trying to get as many questions going. I'm trying to get as many questions answered as possible. If I talked slow, this video would be forever long. But I'm going to try to slow down a little bit, because my mom is probably like cringing right now. But yeah, the boys were definitely harder. Like, I would not want 22 months. Like, I would not want Tyler as close to Maverick as Maverick was to Paxton. I don't know why. It's because like my boys are insane. Like, they fight like cats and dogs. Like, they do. And they love each other. They're obsessed with each other, but they do fight like cats and dogs, and we are working on it. And that to me is what drives me the most insane, is when they are just constantly fighting. But I know that's all siblings, but it just drives me insane. But they have been better this like past week. Next question, what are your kids' middle names? Paxton and Maverick, both of their middle names are Anthony, and Tyler's middle name is Avery. So they all have A middle names, just like Rob. And Rob's middle name is Anthony too. So both of the boys have Anthony, like Rob, and then Tyler has Avery. Can you talk about how your marriage has changed, good or bad, after having a third kid in quarantine? Thankfully, our marriage is doing really well. We have started, Rob started the renovation of the van. We went on a camping trip this past weekend, which was so much fun. We're supposed to go next weekend. We've been doing really good. Rob works at home. I'm used to quarantine being with your husband because Rob works at home and I'm home, so it's kind of the same. It doesn't really feel any different like that. And the boys have been home with me, so it doesn't feel any different home-wise. Not being able to go take them, now we can go take them a lot more places than we were before, but not being able to go take them to museums and aquariums and stuff like that I normally do has been a little driving me insane, but like with me and Rob, it's pretty much the same because he works from home. My friend Kelsey said, do you miss me? I miss you. I miss you so much, Kelsey. I hope that when I come, I'm hoping that I can come in July, that I get to see you and we can have like girls' night. Next question is, can you do what I ate in a day since losing weight? Yeah, I will definitely film that for you guys. I don't know, I get like back and forth, like do I want to film it, because so many people have like so many opinions, like what people should and should not eat or blah blah blah. Let's just say I have lost, how much weight have I lost? I've lost like 6 or 7 pounds since starting working out, and most of the reason is, yes, I'm working out pretty much like 5 or 6 times a week, but I also have cut out soda completely. I'll still let myself have snacks, but I make sure like I portion it instead of like eating the whole entire bag. Like I'll definitely do portions, and I use MyFitnessPal, which helps a lot, and it just makes you realize, like looking at labels, like how much crap I was eating. Now I'm eating more nutritious stuff and what's better for my body than just fillers and just a bunch of crap. That helps a lot, but I do make sure that I'm eating 300 to 500 extra calories because I'm nursing, and I have not seen a dip in my milk supply at all since starting. Next question is, in your next apartment, is Tyler going to have her own room, or are you waiting until you get a house? She will have her own room. Now our next, and which is another question, is, are you planning on, I have to go turn that lullaby stuff down. It's driving me insane. Our lease is up at the end of July, so people are asking if we're going to renew our lease, or are we going to get a new apartment, or what we're going to do, or if we're going to buy a house. We're not buying a house right now. We're not buying a house for a while until we have 20% down, and the house, like our budget for our home is expensive, so we need a lot of money saved up. So we plan on moving. We plan on starting to look at houses June, like the mid-June. So we're mainly looking at single homes or like townhomes. If it's in a townhome or a single home, we wanted to have a pool and places that we can ride our bike and walk and stuff like that. And also, it's not that we can't afford a really, really nice house, but being able to stay in the area that we want to stay in, because it's not that cheap, near everything, close to the beach, near all the stuff that we love to go to, and also be able to put a decent amount of money away towards a house. We obviously have to, our choices, we don't have that many choices in what we can get right now. So especially in like single homes, we have found two houses that we really like. They're only 4-bedroom homes. In our budget right now, it's just not going to work, because we have to make sure we're saving a certain amount for our house, or we would have to rent forever. But yeah, we'll still have a 3-bedroom home. We're going to try to find one that has like an office space, like a dining room that we can make into an office, or try to find one where the master bedroom is large, where he could easily have a desk and everything, and it's not feel like he's like crammed in there all day and then sleep, because it's not that great to like work where you sleep. Especially when he does like night projects and I'm sleeping and stuff like that. But yeah, we're definitely moving out of here, and not to say I don't love this apartment. It's beautiful. The outside's beautiful. The inside's beautiful. But 5 people, 2 rambunctious little boys, a baby, it's just a lot. Like this apartment just feels like tension because there's nowhere to go. And a huge reason for that is not having a backyard. Like not having a backyard when your husband works at home and does really important phone calls and he needs silence is very difficult, especially being quarantined. Like that's a difficult thing. So even before quarantine, it's a very difficult thing, especially like say my boys are misbehaving. They don't deserve to really go out anywhere. So that's hard. So we're super excited to be moving out, and a lot of people don't like moving. I honestly don't mind it. Like I really don't. I feel like it helps you purge things, and it will not take me, literally I think I unpacked in like a few days, and then obviously I had to buy furniture and stuff like that, but the main unpacking was done pretty quickly, and I can pack up pretty quickly as well. And I don't know, I think it's like when you pack and like move, it's just like a new adventure. So I'm excited. I don't mind it at all. Like I said, we are looking forward to it so much, to be able to have a backyard for the boys. Tyler will have her own room, and we'll have more space. Like, and it made me realize like there's no way I could handle like the layout of this place in a home. Like I'm so happy that I could not do like a rancher like setup like this. There's no way. It's just like a lot of my mental state with Rob working at home and just like everyone all in one section. Like I need like an additional living room and stuff like that. Next question is, do you work out on a treadmill or go for runs? I don't work out on a treadmill. I don't use like any elliptical treadmill or anything like that. And no, I don't go for runs. The only thing I do is cardio and like HIIT workouts, and I follow KINKEADE Fit. She's on Instagram. You guys can follow her. It's free workouts and you can like pick whatever ones you want to do. And then I also started doing I'm on week 2 now of KK and Baby J, their kick-ass plan. I started that, and there are things that both KINKEADE Fit and then kick-ass, they do certain workouts that I'm not able to do because I have diabetes recti. I have diabetes recti, whatever you want to call it. I have that, so there's certain things like I can't do planks, I can't do regular crunches. So there's a decent amount of stuff I can't do that I have to like switch up and do things that I'm able to do, and that will help my diabetes recti. A lot of days I will do a cardio dance workout, and I follow this one because they are so good and they like burn so much. They burn a lot of calories and they're all like HIIT work. They're basically like all HIIT workouts, and it's just so, I love them. Days that I just don't feel like working out, I will do those because they always get me into a mode of like, oh, okay, I can do this, and it feels more fun to do it. So it's called The Studio by Jamie KINKEADE. No idea. I'll put it right here. But they have multiple different ones, and you just pick which ones you want to do, and they make me sweat so bad, and I feel like they work my whole body, and I love it so much. So that is what I do for like my workouts. And obviously nutrition, like that is a huge thing as well. Next question is, do you miss living in a home you own instead of a complex with neighbors? I don't miss living in a home that I own, but I do miss living in a home. Does that make sense? Like I don't care if I own it. Like when we rent our next house, like when we do our next rental, it hopefully is going to be a home, like a house. And I will love that so much more than a complex. Even though there's definitely things that are nice about a complex, I don't mind the neighbors, like at all, because this lady up here left, so I don't have her. We don't have anyone above us, thank the Lord. When there is someone above us, I can't stand it. So I definitely don't mind like the neighbors around us, like over here. So that's why a townhouse would be nicer, because you don't have anyone above you, just next to you. I don't mind neighbors next to me at all. It's just the above thing that bothers me. But they do your yard, you have the pool, you have a ton of amenities here, and like I said, this apartment complex is beautiful. So I do love that, but I just miss being able to send my kids outside. My kids are huge outside kids, and it's nice to get their energy out, and I can't wait to like get them a swing set and be able to just go play soccer outside and all that stuff. So I definitely miss having a house, and I can't wait to move. Next question is, how is the sex life after having a baby, and how is it having 3? Does it feel different with 2 boys and 1 girl? Our sex life is great. And does it feel different with 2 boys and 1 girl? Right now I don't really feel like it feels different anyway, because Tyler's like, you know, she's still a baby. It's not like she like really wants like girly toys right now or anything like that, but it does feel like in my heart I'm like, oh my gosh, like I'm in love with the idea that like I got my girl, and the things that we're going to do together, and that bond that we're going to do. It does make me miss my mom more, because like I think about mine and my mom's relationship, and like to think that I'm going to have that with Tyler, like I pray that I have that with Tyler, it makes me miss my mom even more. And I know my mom's like so happy that I have a daughter so I can experience that. But yeah, right now it doesn't feel any different. Like if Tyler was a boy, I don't think it would feel different until like then my boy grew up to be a rowdy boy as well as my other 2 boys. So I'm hoping that she's a lot calmer than the boys, because the boys aren't. They can be calm, but they are also wild. Next question is, why is it so important to get in perfect shape? You're already so thin. I mean in a nice way. For me, it's super important to get in shape because I have way better energy. I feel better, like mentally and physically, and like health wise, I was eating like crap, you guys. I was thin, but I was eating like crap. And even though I was thin, I still had like a mom pouch. Like for myself and my confidence, I knew that I wanted to work out before summertime came, because I knew my confidence would go down. Like I already knew my confidence was like down. And for myself, it's not for anyone else but myself to feel confident. And I knew that if I did not work out and summertime came and I didn't like the way I looked, then my confidence would go down even more. So for me, it was super important, especially knowing this is my third baby. It was my last baby, and I wanted to get in really good shape. And I'm still working towards getting in really good shape. I don't plan on stopping working out, because it's been making me feel so good and have so much more energy. Literally, before I started working out, I was so tired, you guys. And I still get up with Tyler in the middle of the night. Like I still get up like twice. So it's not like something drastic has changed besides me working out and eating better. That's made me feel so much better. And actually Rob has started working out with me, which has been nice. Next question is, do you keep in touch with friends from New Jersey? Yes, I do. I have a few good friends that I still keep in contact with, mainly with text, basically with texting. Thank God for texting. We need a FaceTime. But yeah, I definitely still keep in touch with my really good friends, and I definitely plan on seeing them when I go back and having more like girls' nights and stuff when I go back there. So I'm excited to see them. Next question, do you ever plan to move from South Carolina? I love it here. I don't plan on it, but to me, you don't know what tomorrow holds. So I don't know what years down the road hold. Maybe we're like, oh, let's move to this state or something. I don't know. I'm definitely not going to say that. I never thought I'd move out of New Jersey. And here we are in Charleston. So I can't ever say that. So I can't be sure. Next question is, are you liking Charleston? I love it so much. I'm so happy that we didn't decide to just buy a house, because I would have been very disappointed in the area that I personally wouldn't have loved, the area that I first thought I was going to fall in love with. It's too far from the beach for me. I don't want to be any further than 25 minutes away from the beach. And like, I want everything to be close. And it's just like, it is a tourist area, obviously. So there's just so much to do. And I personally love it so much. What is the difference in having third child to what was before? How can you handle it? For me, Tyler doesn't even feel like a different, like it does not feel like, oh my gosh, like another workload of a kid at all, because Paxton and Maverick are my most like challenging, where it's like the main thing is like them biting and stuff like that I'm dealing with. Tyler just is like along for the ride. She is just so good, and as long as she's fed and sleeps, she's such a happy baby, and she's such an easy baby. Thankfully, I've always had super easy babies, and thank you, because it helps a lot, and it really doesn't feel any different from going to 2 to 3. But obviously that all depends on like the age gaps of kids and behaviors, I guess. And Tyler's still a baby. Next question is, do you plan on getting a boob job? That is a great question. I don't plan on getting one. Like right now, I really like my boobs because I have little boobs. Like now that my milk's like evened out and stuff like that, my boobs are a lot smaller than they were. I still have boobs, but they're a lot smaller than like they were obviously when my boobs were like engorged and stuff like that. But if they stayed like this, I would not get a boob job, because personally I like smaller boobs. But if they went down to like how they were with Maverick after I had stopped nursing Maverick, I would definitely want a boob job in the future, because that like it wasn't like they were small. It was like nothing. And like thankfully having small boobs, my boobs don't sag at all. But also having small boobs, like I don't mind small boobs. Like I said, I just want some boobs. And I think having bigger boobs make you look heavier, so I like having smaller boobs on myself. So yeah, I don't know. It all depends what my boobs look like after I'm done nursing. Is it different having a boy than a girl? I really can't tell. Like I said, Tyler's still a baby. She's just like a baby. It's not like she has wants of girly things or anything like that. So it feels like the same. It's more of like the thought in my head that I've fallen in love with, like, wow, this little girl is like my little mini, where she will want to like do the things that I do, instead of like the boys obviously want to do boy things and want to do it, you know, what boys like to do. and be rough and wrestle, and like we never wrestled with them, but they just are drawn to do that, where I'm hoping and praying that Tyler is more drawn to like being more calm and wanting to just play dolls. Obviously, like I don't mind if she was tomboy, I was a tomboy, but I'm just praying that she does like to do girly things, because you know I'm a girl, so I'm praying that she does. But right now it doesn't really feel different, like I said, because she's not into like girl or boy things. What is your go-to outfit for a girls' night out? High-waisted jeans or shorts and a tank top. Right now I'm wearing just like a little crop top with these paper bag shorts, which are super cute. Like, looks like this, and then I have like this paper bag shorts. These are from American Eagle, and this is from Forever 21. If you want cheap tank tops, go to Forever 21. I got like a bunch for like $2.99. This was a little bit more pricey, not pricey, but like a little bit more expensive than those, but their tank tops are $2.99. Next question, how were you able to bounce back to being skinny after having 3 babies? This time I did get thin again, but I didn't get down to my pre-pregnancy weight. Like I have 2 more pounds to get down to. But I look more thin, I feel like, this time because I've worked out and I've like look more like thinner all around, I guess, inside just my belly. I guess this time does feel like it was the hardest to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight than the other times. Like this is my 3rd baby, I'm a little older, I've had to work harder. And I don't know, for some reason, like I don't even want to just be thin, like I want to look in shape, like I want to be thin but also in shape and like toned. That's my biggest thing, like I want to be toned. I do not by any means want to look muscular. Like I do not want to have huge arms or legs or anything like that. I just want to be toned. Someone said, what supplements are you taking for weight loss right now? The only, like, I guess you'd call it a supplement is protein shake. For breakfast or lunch, I will have a protein shake, and I'll have my protein powder, but I'll put my protein powder in there. I'll put flaxseed, spinach, banana, and just water in that. And I love it. It's so good. One question was, what would you recommend to do in Charleston? I'd recommend going to the beaches, go downtown to downtown Charleston, Folly Beach, Sullivan's, Isle Palms, really anywhere. Mount Pleasant is a really cool area. Sullivan's Island, Shem Creek. There's just so many things to do around here, you guys, that like you find so many different things. Like you just go on Google and look up fun things to do for kids. I find things all the time to do, and I love living here because you're so close to like Savannah, Myrtle Beach, you're close to Florida, so there's so many things that you're close to, and I love it. My friend Lonnie said, hi Lonnie. She said, now that you live away from family, can you see any benefits from it? I definitely see benefits and like disadvantages of living away from family. Some disadvantages are like obviously babysitters, like you don't have like babysitters, being family. And thankfully me and Rob really never went out anyways, but our parents did once in a while take the kids for an overnight, but it wasn't like a normal thing, like definitely not like even a monthly thing. But some advantages I will say is you definitely grow as a family for sure, like knowing like you have each other, like you just have each other, and it kind of like brings you closer together, and you start like your own traditions, and you kind of just do whatever you want to do, and you have no, what's it called? You have no like other responsibilities. Like you don't have to go to birthday parties here, or like you don't have any other like, I guess requirements, not requirements, but like responsibilities of like other people's things. Like when you're around family, you have tons of like family events or like parties and stuff like that, and not that like you don't miss that ever, you do, but you can kind of just do whatever you want, like whenever you want, which is kind of cool. And it's cool to have like when you visit family or they visit you, it's more quality time than quantity, so I actually really like it. So yeah, it's definitely different, but it's definitely, there are definitely some advantages. And like I said, like for us, we had to think of our like core family. When I think of my family, like yes, my mom is my family, but like as same with my mom, when she thinks of her family, she thinks of like her kids, you know. So I have to think of my kids, like what do I want for my kids and their future. And it just personally wasn't living in New Jersey. So I think we made the perfect decision for our family, and I'm super happy with our decision. And although there are a couple disadvantages, there are so many advantages too. And yeah, I just feel like you grow as a family unit and you just like can do whatever you want and like make your own traditions up. And I don't know, like I said, it's great. It's not for everybody, that's for sure, but it's definitely something that we're happy that we chose to do. What kinds of dirt bikes do the boys have? They both have Hondas. Paxton is getting a new one for his birthday. They are not cheap by any means. Motocross is a very expensive sport, but it's something that we're willing to do for them, and especially if they want to do it. So it's definitely not cheap by any means, but right now they both do have Hondas, and they're both on 50s. Paxton's next bike I think is going to be a 65. Rob knows all that stuff. Okay, next question is, one thing you miss from New Jersey? Besides friends and family, I'm gonna say the boardwalk. Like in Ocean City, there's a boardwalk. I recommend if you guys go to New Jersey, you stay in like South Jersey. Ocean City boardwalk is so amazing, and it's so fun for kids. It's a dry town, so there's like no bars or anything like that. It's super family friendly, and it's so fun for the boys. I definitely, when we go there in July, I'm praying that that's open so we can go there. And then this place called Storybook Land, which is also super fun. We had memberships too, and I definitely recommend it if you're in that area. I miss those things for my kids, but those are things that we'll go do when we're there. And we have so many things here for the kids, but that's like something that I do, like I definitely want the boys to continue to do and to go to when we're there. Someone said, absolutely love you. How do you do it? All motherhood, wife, and full-time YouTube. Thank you so much. I definitely don't consider myself full-time YouTube. If I was doing full-time YouTube, I would do way more than one video a week. Like, I literally sometimes won't even put a video up for that week. I don't do this as a living at all. I do it for fun, and if any extra income comes with it, I'm happy with it. Obviously, I will take it, but definitely with Rob's job, we just lived comfortable with that. And how do I do it all? I don't think about it. I just do it, and I'm not really like a complainer. I just like, I don't know. I don't like just dwell in like things that, I just don't dwell in like negativity. I'm more of like, it's fine, like it'll be fine kind of person, and just chug right along, and I just don't even think of it. I just wrangle my kids up and do it. And especially getting out of the house, a lot of people are like, how can you get out of the house with 3 kids? And especially in my small car. I don't know, I don't think about it, I just do it, and I want my kids to be able to go out, do things, and when Rob's working, it's obviously on me, so I will do that for them. Last question I'm going to answer, because this is going so long now. What are your must-haves in your future house, neighborhood, or more country? Oh my gosh, this is going to take me forever to answer. Rob would say country, but then I feel like he'd also say like neighborhood. Not neighborhood, I can't really say. It depends. We aren't going to live in the country because we want to be by the beach. So to be by the beach, you're not going to live in the country. We do plan, like when we buy a house, I'm not going to say it has to be open concept, because it doesn't. Like, I found multiple houses that I absolutely love that aren't necessarily open concept. They're a little open, but it's not like just full open concept. Like this layout here, I hate it. Like, I absolutely hate it, where it's like the living room, the kitchen, the living room, the eat-in, the kitchen. I can't stand it at all. So I do not mind it being broken up a little bit, but I definitely need a nice kitchen. I want a huge middle like island with like benches all around. It has to be 4 bedrooms. I would prefer a separate office. It has to have a nice fenced-in backyard. It doesn't have to be fenced in. Like, we could fence it in. I definitely eventually, if we don't live in a neighborhood that has a pool, we will put an in-ground pool in. It doesn't have to come with it, obviously. I made a list of this question. It has to be completely like turnkey ready. We are going to be paying a lot for a house, so I want it to be completely ready. And I feel like it sounds snobby, but when you're paying a ton of money for a house, you want it to be exactly how you want it. I don't mind if it's like I need to change the paint. That's not a big deal. But other things like the kitchen and having like a huge island, stuff like that, I definitely want that. And there are so many houses. Like, when we do buy a house, our market will be pretty large where we can be pretty picky, which I like. I definitely want a screened in porch or patio. That is like a huge thing for me. It has to be screened in, especially with like bugs here. I want it screened in. It has to have a garage, definitely like a 2-car garage. No more than 25 minutes from the beach. A loft for like a play area. I definitely want a play area or a second living room. So I definitely want the kids to have their own space. I don't just like one living room. When we rent a house, it's just going to have one living room. But I do, when we buy a house, want to have a loft for the kids to have their own little space. Because here, there's not, like, I don't see any that have basements because like flooding and stuff like that. Good schools. It has to be an area that has really good schools. Thankfully, there's plenty of schools that have good, thankfully here there are tons of good schools. I don't want to see, like, we want our house, like, say we live in a if we live in a neighborhood, we want it to be somewhat spread out. We're not living where it's like on top of each other. I'm not used to that. Rob's definitely not used to that. So that's huge for us. We don't mind when we're renting for it to be like that, because especially like we're in an apartment, we don't mind if our houses are close to each other. But for when we buy a house, we want it to be spaced out. We don't want anyone behind us. We want the houses that are next to us to have like trees in between and like more privacy. So yeah, those are my main like must-haves in a house. I don't feel like it's too much to ask. Like, those are things I would tell a realtor. Oh yeah, and I definitely want like as much hardwood or like laminate in the house as possible. I would just do like area rugs and stuff like that. Yeah, and then like 2 baths, 2 bathrooms, half bath. I feel like just like the norm, stuff like that. So those are some of the must-haves that I want in a house. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. This was so long, I'm sorry. But anyways, I'm gonna go ahead. I think I hear Tyler waking up, and then I have to go do a Target pickup order. But thank you guys so much for watching. I plan on editing a vlog hopefully today or tomorrow to get that up for you on Wednesday. I'll edit this today. But thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys all next time. Bye!